Hello guys, we have designed our website, 3 pages website with index page, which is the home page, about which talk about the website, then the services which talks about the services we offer. We have designed it. This is our services page, and this is our about page. This is our home page. As you are looking at it, it's not looking fine, it is not looking good. Now we are going to bring in CSS. It is CSS that we are going to use to design it, to make it look good, to make it tantalize. So let us start the journey. Now, by starting our styling, the first thing we are going to do is so I've commented everything now, so that is why it doesn't take any effect. I've commented everything out. Then let me start removing each comment. Now let us style the body. This is how we do style the body. Padding 0, margin 0, background color white. So the background is not, it is not real white, like a light red white, not a just pure white, not a plain white, like light red color white. So I have talked about this RGB. I've talked about it. So, and if you don't know what it means, go back to the previous video. So that is just that. So let us now take the next step. Container. Can you still remember our container? Our container, the container talks about, this is our container here. Like now look at this one, divider, class of container. We want to style a class of container now. So every class that has container, so our CSS styling is going to affect all. Like this one now, having a container, a class of container. Which other one again? Under about, we have a class of container here, a class of container here. Under services, we have a class of container here. So the styling now is going to take effect on all. So it is not going to stress us by styling each page by style index separately, style about separately, style services separately. Now that is the work of the class and the ID, the work of class and ID. So when we give it a particular name of class or a particular name of ID, then the style is going to affect all simultaneously. Now when we are styling class, can you see the class of container here? This class of divider, class of container, can you see it? Now when you are styling class, you put dot. Firstly, the dot signifies that you are styling class. Can you see now? It is displaying element, class, container. So the dot signifies that you are styling what? You are styling class. So now let me talk about something. Overflow. Overflow has to do with content that is fading out until you click on them. Until you click on them. That's when you will see all the story. Like when you are browsing on a website, at the end of the story, you see that the content is fading out. so you are not going to see them until you click more on them. That's when they are going to display. So that is the work of overflow. Now our container, we make it width of 90%, margin auto, overflow hiding, which means that to hide, setting automatic is to give us scroll bar to tell us that there is small content there. So that overflow now is going to hide it. It's not going to fade off. So it's not going to fade off. It's going to hide it. That is, it's going to display all the content. Let us check it out. We have saved it. Let us check it out here. Can you see now? The background are seeing like light red whitish color. Then our styling now, margin. Did you see the margin here? Can you see the margin here by this side, by the left side? Can you see the margin here? So it gave it a fantastic margin. Let us go back to our code. And width. Then let us style our on order list. On what? On order list. On order list, I think we can still remind you about on order list, where we mention all that we are going to be doing here on order list. That is ID services. So this is our on order list now. We want to style our on order list. Then margin, we set our margin as 0. Margin, we set it to 0. Padding to 0. Concerning our on order list. Then button, can we still remember our button? The dot signifies that the class of button is what we are using, class, not ID. We are using what we are using, class. Button. Let me go to our button button here. So where we signify button concerning when we were creating a newsletter. Can you see the class of button here? So that is what we want to style now. So our button height of 25 pixels, background chartreuse color, chartreuse color. So you can choose any color that you like. Border 0, padding left 20 pixels, padding right 20 pixels, color config. So I'm coming. Let me now save. Can you see now? Can you see our button? Can you see? So can you see our button here? It style our button under code at the same time, with the one with newsletter at the same time, the one under about at the same time, the one under what class home at the same time. So that is the work of you giving it an attribute of class or an attribute of ID. So if you don't give it an attribute of class or an attribute of ID, then you are going to be styling each pages or each statement one by one, which is going to stress you, which is going to make your code to be too much. So you don't need that. Just give it a class or an ID with a particular name, then you style them simultaneously. Then let us move on to dark. Can you see? Remember dark? Can you see? Remember dark? So padding, let us quickly go back to where we have dark. I think we have dark here under about. Yes, class of dark here under about, and class of dark here under aside, under sidebar. So that is where we have dark. So class of dark. Then we gave it padding 15 pixels, background black. Look at the background here, black. So color green, light green. Margin top 10 pixels, margin bottom 10 pixels. So let us save it. Save. Check it out. Can you see? Can you see now? So let us check where we have it again. Can you see now? It is now making sense. It is now what? Making sense. It is sense making now. Okay, that is the only place where we have that. Then I don't want the video to be too long. If you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe and like the video. We meet in our next episode. Now welcome back. As I have demonstrated the styling of our dark attribute and our button attribute, now let us continue. Now let us style our header. What is our header? This is our header. The home, the logo area, home, about, service area is our what? Our header. Let us style it by saying header, because we have header. We have header here on our home page. We have header on our about, service. We have header there. This is our header. So our header comprises of class of container, ID of branding, our logo, then the rest. We style our header generally. Background white, color, I don't know the name of this color, so I use a code. So you can also use a code. Padding top 30 pixel, minimum height 70 pixel, border bottom, the color should be this color, and solid one, it should be what? Solid one. So it should be solid solid color. Now let us test it. Can we see now? Can we see? I have demarcated our header. You can see the header now. It has demarcated it with a solid line of this kind of color. So now let us continue without wasting time. Then let us style our A. Our what? Our A. And I said our A stands for what? It stands for anchor tag. Our A stands for anchor tag. Then we want to style our anchor tag. This is our anchor tag here. We have our anchor tag here that is under our header. We have A, which is our anchor tag. This one here is our anchor tag. This one our anchor tag. The one that carries href is our anchor tag. So by styling that, so let me tell you something. We want to style A, we want to style A, our anchor tag, under what? Under our header. We want to style our anchor tag under, though we put the header first, then followed by what we want to style, which is anchor tag. So that is the meaning of this header, a space and A. Then color of this, text decoration none, text transformation uppercase, that is to change to uppercase. Font size 16 pixel. Did you see now? It has changed our anchor tag, which carries home, about and service. It's like changing dramatically. Can you see? Changing. So that is for that. Let us move on. No time to waste. Then let us move to header Lee. which is list. Now our list is under header. We want to style our list. We have style A, which is our anchor tag, which carries home, about, service. Now you want to style our list, li, under anchor header, then header first space followed by li, then we make it float left. It's going to float left and display inline. Then they should display in a straight line. That is the meaning of inline. The padding 0, 20 pixel, 0, 20 pixel. So let us test that. Can you see now? Inline, in a straight line, that is left. It will flow left. If I say it will flow right, then it's going to come to the right hand side. So left, flow left. Let us continue as we are seeing the changes. Then you want to start our branding. That is under header branding. You can see that the branding is carrying hashtag. Why? Because we have a class of branding, and the class of branding is carrying what? No, not the class. We are having branding as our attribute. We have attribute of branding, and the attribute is carrying what? ID. That is, whenever we want to style ID, we use hashtag. Whenever you want to style a class, we use dot. That is for that. Branding, one by one. So no, don't let me waste time. Our branding is going to, that is, the branding is for what? Branding. Where is our branding? Excuse me. Okay, the branding is for that is our logo. So it's for our logo. So it's going to take it to flow left. So it's going to take it to flow left. Then header, nav. Now our nav. Wait, let me demonstrate this one after the other so that we can understand clearly. Did you see now? This our logo, is our branding. It's flow left. So this also flow left. That is going to stay behind it. The logo flow left first, then the anchor tag flow left, followed by it. The nav flow right, margin top 50 pixel. Did you see? Our nav, generally the nav, we make it to flow right. Why did we just say nav, not saying not using the anchor tag? Because nav carried everything. So you can't say the anchor tag. No. Nav carried what? Everything. So the nav carried what? Everything. So it make it to flow right. The nav flow what? It flows right. Then header, current. Now we want to style our current now. That is every part that is carrying current. Here under index, home page carrying what? Home carry current. Then under service is going to carry what? Current. As we can see here, current. Then under about is going to carry current as a class. So for that we have the color of what? Medium blue, and front weight of bold. So let us test that. Save. Can we see that it changed our current? That is the current one, it changed it to blue. So when we click on this one now, it's changed to blue. That is, every current one is going to change to the one we are. The page we are is going to change it to blue. Like we have like 7 pages now. The one we are is going to change it, indicate that we are on this particular one. Oh, change to blue. So let us continue. No time to waste. we have over. So the over means whenever we put our cursor on top of it, on top of our nav, that is our anchor tag, home page, about, service, whenever we put our cursor on it, it's going to change to a particular color. That is the work of over. Now we have red, front weight of bold, then front size of larger. Let us save it. Test. Can you see? This is the work of over. Can you see now? Can you see? That is the work of over. You don't need to waste much time. Then showcase. Can you still remember our showcase? Our showcase. That is where did we have showcase? We have showcase. That under section, under index, we have showcase here. ID of showcase. So we have showcase at ID of showcase. So and other places that we have ID of showcase, you can check on your own. We don't need to waste time. Then the showcase is carry what hashtag, because it is ID of showcase, ID as an attribute which specifies the size of the background image. So minimum height 400 pixels. Background, that is, I want to insert a background into our showcase. Let me show our showcase first so that we can understand the meaning of our showcase. Under index we have showcase. This one, showcase as an ID, the first section, affordable professional graphic design, we have it. So let us check it under our web. So it has already applied. So it has already applied. So let me remove it. Let me comment it out so that we can understand. Look at it. Affordable professional graphic design. This is our ID of showcase. This place is carrying an ID of showcase. It's carrying an ID of what? Of showcase, which is here. This one, affordable professional graphic design. This one here is carrying an ID of showcase. So we want to style that the ID now. When we style the ID, then minimum height 400 pixels. Background, that is background image, URL. We insert a background image. So I have already imported all the images here. So what I need to just to input the name of the image, then repeat, no repeat. Background position, center, that is, it should center, not a right side or left side or down side or upside. No. Background size, cover, that is, it should cover everywhere. Text align, center, the text should be center. Color should be red. Font weight, it should be bold. Can you see now? Can you see? Fantastic. Is it making sense? So I have the showcase of I'm coming. Can you see now? So this is it. Now let us move on. Then we have showcase H1, the ID of showcase. This showcase carrying an ID. So the showcase, it has ID, that is ID of showcase. Then under it we have H1. So everything is under ID of showcase. So we want to style the H1. Then the H1 is going to be what? The H1 margin top 100 pixels, font size 55 pixels, margin bottom 10 pixels. So that is the H1, which is our heading. Showcase P, which is the paragraph, font size 200 pixels. So it's going to make the font size to be 200 pixels. Then the still have a long way to go. So the newsletter, then padding 15. Remember the newsletter, where we are going to inside our email. Color this, the background this color. Newsletter h1 float left is going to float left. Newsletter form float. I don't want to rush all this thing. I want to make it little, so you can do it on your own by doing it little by little, one by one. So you can be checking the effect one by one on your own. Newsletter now with h1 float left. Newsletter form float right. Margin top 15 pixel. Newsletter input, you understand the meaning of input. Type email as we specify it. Padding 4 pixel, height 25 pixel, width 250 pixel. Now let us check it out. Can you see now the background? It has changed to what? To right. So this is all the grammar. So you can do it one by one. Now our box. I want to start our box. The ID, the hashtag means carrying the ID of box. You can check where we have box on our HTML. Margin top of 20 pixel. That is, we have box here. Class of box, ID of boxes. So as you can see it here, so that is boxes. Then boxes, and we now have class of box also, which is that dot signifying box. Class float left, text align center, width 30%, padding 10%. So let us check it out where we have box. We have box under home. So can you see now all these this is our box, and then boxes. So it has aligned them to the right. So that is for that. That is the boxes. The margin top 20 pixel. Then the box gaga, the main box float is float left. Then they now follow each other. Text align center, width, padding. So as we can see here, now sidebar aside, that is our sidebar aside, aside. Then inside aside we now have ID of sidebar float right, width 30%, margin top 10%. Then sidebar the quote, because we have class of quote input, that under the quote we have input. The next one aside, sidebar again, quote text area, we make width 90%, padding 5%. Can you see now to the right? So our input here, so it has changed it. Our text area, it has changed it. So where did we have other one? This, no, under about it has changed it. So it has changed it. That is sidebar. This is the work of sidebar. So let us move on. Then main column, we remember our main column. Now article, hashtag main column. Then our main column, yes, our main column. Let me show our main column. I'm coming. I want to show you our main column. Where did we have main column? Main co. Like it's here. should be here. Article here, main column. That is our company provide. That is, when we are talking about us, so ID, that is about us. So the main column now is going to carry a float left wide 65%. Now let us test that. About us. So can you see now? This is the main column here. Yeah, about us. So, and this one too. Then we move to surfaces. That is, then you on other list, hashtag. The hashtag simplifies that we are studying ID of services under list, on another list. Then here, this is what I'm talking about. Another list, ID of services. Can you see here? Then list. If you want to start our list now, the list is going to carry what? List style none, padding 20 pixel, border this color solid with 3 pixel, margin bottom 5 pixel, color, then this kind of color, background black, then footer. Remember our footer, all this text align, all this is going to apply to our after save. Then under our services, let us check it out. Can you see now? It's like how you change. Can you see now? So this is our list now. I've changed it, and our footer, I've changed the background color and text and align it to the center. That is for that. Then I can change the color here of our list and change it back to any color I want. The media query. What is the work of media query? Pay maximum attention here. The work of media query is that at media maximum width 768 pixel. The work of media query is that it carries all of them. Our header. Inside the header we have ID of branding. Header. Inside the header we have nav. Inside the header we have nav, we have list, newsletter, all of them, boxes, article, all of them are sidebar. So it's going to make them float none, text align, center, all of them center with 100%. That is, all this is going to apply to all of them at the same time. That is the work of media query. Now header, padding bottom 20 pixel, showcase, all this. So like that, like that. So it's going to affect all them. So this is, let us test this one. Now this is the full site that we want to develop, the 3 pages website. You can develop more than 3 pages, so just follow the same process. Like this is the first page, services, second page, about, third page, which is our home page. So you can develop like 7 pages, 10 pages. So the one that you carry news, jobs, all these things, you can do it. So that is for that. This marks the end of our website design. Thank you. If you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe and like the video. Thank you very much. We meet in our next episode.